Trax News, Trax Sports, all right? And we're talking about heavyweight boxing here. Heavyweight boxing. As we know, Mike Tyson is going to fight Roy Jones Jr., originally slated for September 12th. It's actually been postponed as of a couple days ago. They're putting it back to November 28th. Now, why are we doing this? Why are they doing this? And they're saying it's because they want to wait for the fans, okay? The fans we're not going to have fans in the stands by November, all right? That's unrealistic.
Well, listen, opinion. I mean, you know, we don't know exactly. I agree with you to a certain extent, but there's certain signs that the virus is kind of subsiding. Maybe they can mask up and try to do something entertainment. Because how much longer are we going to be waiting? No one has ever given a figure on the wait. Is it next year? Is it January? Is it February? Is it 2050, 55? What is it going to be? When can you get into large groups? When can you go to a concert? So, postponed until November. Maybe this Russian vaccine, people get in the stands. What do you think?
We'll see. It's possible. But what I was going at is kind of what I believe the real reason. So, on the undercard of the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones fight is Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. So, Nate Robinson, former New York Knicks, slam dunk champion in the NBA. They're fighting on the undercard. This is arguably a bigger deal than Mike Tyson coming back,
People
all right?
wanted to see this.
Jake Paul, a YouTuber, very popular. He's got millions and millions of followers, going to buy the pay-per-view, right? He is going to be the draw for this pay-per-view. This is going to determine how it does, who's going to make money, how much money, because let's face it, for these prize fighters, when people come into an arena, there's a gate number. They make millions of dollars in concessions and the ticket sales and all that, and we're going to have none of that if there's no fans. So they got to make up for it in pay-per-view buys. And so, as you may or may not have seen with the FBI things here, Jake Paul's his house was raided by the FBI in connection to looting and rioting in Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. So, the status of whether that had something to do with the delay or the postponing of the fight, we'll see. But that's my personal.
Why would they raid his crib? Because of looting.
The feds don't just step in for no reason at all. They have a good reason. If the FBI is going to step in and raid someone, especially on a mass.
What else? Isn't there some with, again, it comes down to this child pornography or something. Wasn't there something to do? I thought I heard something. Or something he had, something going on.
I heard something that. I heard something that, but he hasn't been charged with anything, so I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, I don't want to point my finger on that and then point my finger at these guys to do any of that stuff, but.
Right.
If their feds are raiding your crib, something's not on the up and up. Pay-per-view. We all wanted to watch a fight. I would have loved it. I don't know shit about Jake Paul, and he was gonna probably get his ass beat by this guy right here. But I would have been looking forward to the Tyson fight and everything like that. But again, you wouldn't have seen these guys at their best. It would have been a slugfest.
Yeah.
But Tyson, you never know. He's gonna get up in that ring after all those years. He's gonna try to go berserk as he usually is. It would have been something. Postponed, worth the wait. COVID-19, we got to deal with it. We got to get this shit the fuck out of here. That's why I'm wearing my mask when I have to. I mean, we're safe in the studio. Yeah, you can peek out your mask. I think we're all right, but I'm doing it as an example. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the right thing as an example so we could get back to the fights. We could watch, all these baseball games, basketball games. Get back to reality, get back to the life that we knew, but not yet, right? Last word?
Not yet, yeah. So final touch here on the other end of combat sports. We've got the UFC this weekend, UFC 252, the trilogy. So these two fighters, Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. Stipe is the current and former heavyweight champion. DC, this is their third fight in a row now to determine the heavyweight title. So this is actually, he announced this will be his last fight. This is going down this Saturday on pay-per-view, UFC 252 in Las Vegas. So we got two huge heavyweight fights between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, and in the UFC we got Stipe Miocic, Daniel Cormier. So big times for heavyweight prize fighting. And it's Trax News, Trax Sports.
Trax Sports, Trax News Sports with Max Gomez.